Have you tried ayahuasca?
I have not. I mean, I did watch the Aubrey Marcus podcast with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to maybe trying it at some point. I don't know. I don't seem to have any like life struggles in my brain or something I need to overcome right now to make me want to go there. You know that I, habitually like to do other things all the time, anyways, that replace ayahuasca and help me, you know, get into my own mind and self-reflect and do that. And it's, good old Mary Jane. I like that.
Mary Jane. The reefer?
the reaper, as my dad would call it. Yes.
What did your dad say the first time he knew you'd smoked pot?
He was not happy. I mean, I didn't think this conversation was going to go that way. He was not happy. I definitely went in the early years of like maybe college and the NFL where I would hide it from him. And then I got to that point where maybe a year or two in the NFL. And I was like, wait, I'm a grown man. Like I'm sick of trying to hide around the corner from dad when I'm home visiting him or whatever. And that's when I, kind of broke the ice a little bit. And he's been, very good that way for the most part and letting me be me. And, it's just something I've done. I didn't do it a ton through my NFL career, Dan, honestly. And I'm going to be totally transparent here because, I don't know any other way. I was in the drug program 6 out of the 8 years I played in the league. I always push the limit to, they won't test me right away, or, we got a few weeks, I'll do one more night and smoke a little more. And I ended up always in the drug program. So those who think like, want to say Chris Sims, he smoked too much pot, that's why I didn't work out. No, that's not right. It's I was actually pretty clean throughout the majority of my career.
How often were they testing back then?
Not that much. Well, listen,
How
I
did
did
you
not.
get caught?
Well, I'm a little stupid and a little daring. I mean, we know that. And anybody that knows me, I can push the limits a little bit. So, you'd come back maybe, and back then it was so broad. It could happen anywhere from April to August. So,
Okay.
it might be the first week of April, and we don't have to be maybe back in the building to mid-April, late April for OTAs. And I'd go, well, they're not going to get me right when I come back. And of course, that would be the year they'd get me right when I'd come back. And so I made that mistake. And once you're in it for 2 years. So, I'd get in it and then get out of it finally, and then, play with fire again, and then I'd be back in it. And yeah, that's kind of what I did.
But do you have meetings where you get together? Or, like what?
Yeah, it's like you're on parole. It's you have to and I know things have changed now, but you had to be available for drug testing whenever they said. They would usually drug test you once per week, maybe twice per week, and you had to let them know where you were at all times. So if I traveled somewhere or anything like that, you had to call in and be like, "Hey, I'm going to be at this address.
Wow.
I'm going to be here for a few days." And of course, when you did travel, there was always somebody that showed up. So it was a pain in the butt. And yeah, you did actually have to see a doctor where, they could kind of help you out with your so-called addiction and in therapy that way, which that was probably the most annoying part.